Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Luncha!
Good evening, Whiskey Brothers, Whiskey Sisters, and Whiskey Friends, and welcome to episode 45 of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Whiskey Review. I'm Dolph, I'm your host tonight, and I'm joined by this guy right here, Blair Phillips. He's the co-author to the Definitive Guide to Canadian Distilleries. Beautiful book, and I don't know how many extra you sold for Father's Day, but it better have been a whole heap of them. Blair, what are we continuing our Canadian Whisky Journey with tonight, sir?
We are trying this. It's the new Bearface Wilderness series. This is the very first release in that series, and it's a whiskey finished with some Matsutake mushrooms.
And unique. We've never seen this before, or I've never seen this before. Have you heard of it anywhere else? Maybe in Japan, possibly. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
So I'm gonna ask for a whole heck of a lot of information from you, because really the only information I've got, and it was in the past, and it was interviews that I heard with Andres Fastanelli, and he's the master blender, but really it was a lot of wine background information and about when they first started out that I've got that base information. I know they still use French oak cab sauv barrels. I know that's continuing. Merlot, sherry pipes, and I think it even says on the bottle somewhere. I think the small print in the back, you can get that. Although I can't see anything, but my wife tells me the information's back there. What do you got for us with these guys right now? How have they progressed?
Well, he's Fastanelli is really interested in infusions right now. And during a hike with some foragers, they were looking for ingredients that would blend well with whiskeys, that would offer a different layer of flavor without becoming a flavored whiskey, so to speak. So when they were foraging through the forest, they had all this whiskey with them, like a lot of base whiskeys, and they were just trying different things out. And the Matsutake turned out to be a bit of a hit because let's see, that this whiskey has they have some whiskey that's been aged in sherry pipes such as Ex Pedro Ximenez, cream sherry, and Amontillado sherry casks. Okay. And the flavors that you get from the Matsutake mushrooms is in that same wheelhouse as as a sherry from a Amontillado sherry cask.
It is.
So there's the glue right there. They also had whiskey that they some French oak that they open fermented a bunch of wine in, and they took those barrels after they were dumped from the wine, and he aged some high proof whiskey in those. And then the final proportion is he has some whiskey where he was aging Bearface in an ex-American oak cask that was then went into French oak casks. Then they would dump a little bit out and infuse the mushrooms for 10 days. And and they blend that as a top dressing. Like, it's not as if they're dumping a lot in. It's very subtle. Like, they're just topping off the big picture of that blending components.
And it's unique. And my wife picked that up with right off the bat. She said leather, so leather boot kind of thing with the sherry, but it also goes with the umami. And I think Mr. De Jesus there on the side mentioned that. What do we got? Was it? Yeah, it was Dennis that said that. So umami, but I'm not going to say a huge amount, because I've had some whiskeys from Japan where it's mushroom and it's all mushroom, and this is not it. This is hints of it, and it's playing, and it's playing with the other flavors. It's melding really well, I think. I haven't even tasted this yet. This is my first. It's been here for half an hour, just waiting.
Yeah, I think he was looking to add some dark colors to the whiskey without he didn't want to overpower the flavors. And the way he described it to me was kind of like when you add an olive to a martini, That's how, and it enhances a martini without tasting like an olive tree. It's the same principles as that.
Now they're saying 100% grain whiskey, and I just take that as 100% corn whiskey. And
I would assume.
Yeah. And I'm assuming once I get to that, then this should have a fantastic mouthfeel if it does, because of the corn, right?
Yeah,
let's go in there.
Their whiskeys are all about the mouthfeel. Very cocktail centric as well as the sipper.
Now on the nose, it was nutty, it was leathery, and I don't know if I'm hitting a spice. Now, I know on the bottle, I think it says nutmeg or something like that, but I'm not really hitting a spice on the nose as much as kind of like my wife said, maybe because she said it was the leather.
Yeah, to me, it's like those deep tones like that. There's like a darkness to it.
Let's say earthy with the umami, but leathery, earthy.
Like really dark maple syrup style sweetness to the nose, as opposed to like a caramel toffee thing.
Yeah.
And then you got the dried fruits and all that fun stuff.
It smells like your leather glove after working in the garden.
In a good way.
Let's go for that. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why are you gardening with leather gloves?
Oh, that's what I have. Not like the nice leather gloves, the big kind of. Now I'm explaining myself. The cheap $5 leather gloves you get at Home Depot. Anyways, no, that's what I'm getting. Leather and a little bit of earth, and I'm putting that together with my gardening gloves. And maybe I have a higher level of gardening than other people out there. I don't know. All right, let's go to Pally.
I should mention that they have shipping containers scattered all around the Okanagan where they're aging their whiskey.
Oh, what do they call that again? They call it
elemental aging.
Elemental aging, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. And how many different spots is it?
I don't know.
You know? It's
don't know.
I was looking that up too, but yeah, and shipping containers are hard to find right now, so they could probably sell those and make a whole bunch of money as well. It's funny. Okay, palate wise, I think I got sweet at first, but I usually think that with corn.
It dries off really fast, but Dennis hits it on the nose. I think with that umami hit you get.
Okay, and I'm getting something fruity then. Peach or apricot.
Yep.
Something like that. And the umami is not coming forward on the palate so much. It was more on the nose.
Yeah, no, so layered in. I get, personally for me, the peppery spices and there's a bit of hot cinnamon as well.
Nutmeg.
Now my wife says nutmeg. I'm not getting a nutmeg, but I can go with the cinnamon at the end. It finishes with the cinnamon at the very end. Yeah. But, okay, I want to find the mushroom. I want to find the influence on the palate of the mushroom because it's on the nose. I just want to find it on the palate. Just got to chew it a bit more. No, the more I think of it, it's fruit up front. It does dry out, like you said, but maybe at the front of the palate at the end as I exhale.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't really go searching for it because I find that it's all been tightly blended together, which was the goal, I assume.
Okay. Let's go with that. Yeah. And I think more of the sherry influence on the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's I know we keep saying earthiness, but there is that definite vibe to it.
All right, let's stick with that. That's good. Now, every time you see limited release, you kind of ask yourself, how limited is it? But do you know how many bottles in the limited release? Is it limited 100,000 or limited 5,000 type thing?
No, I think it's limited. Somewhere probably a little bit north of that, but it's hard to say because this came out in the LCBO, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, for $50, and it's went pretty quick. I don't even know if it's available right now.
Okay. It's available for us. It just came to Alberta this weekend at Wine and Beyond, so I got to thank them. So the average, well, the actual cost usually $45.99, I think, and I got it for $34. So it was a great deal. And I was looking for this, so when it came out, I was really happy. 750 mils. We've got a question from Dave. It says, "Hey guys, I am definitely. Blair is often, LCBO. He's just outside of Toronto, if I'm allowed to say that. Well, I already did. Favorite whiskeys, recent past, Canadian, bourbon, Irish. Well, I guess you're going to have to go to last week with the bourbon mash, which was one of my favorites. And you know what? If you look at my bourbon mash, I'm already half done. I think I did good. And guess what? I found one for you this weekend. You said I found
amazing.
One. So you've got one coming. I'm not going to say how it's coming because it's illegal to be sending it certain ways. But
I'll drive out and pick it up.
Yeah, excellent. So you've got that. So that's it. And we're talking Canadian and the bourbon mash, which kind of gets both of those at the same time.
Dave, I'm a big fan of this. I think it's really different, really cool, and it's really exciting to see that kind of thing happening.
And that's what we kind of look for a little bit more too. It's not something that tastes the same as everything that we've tried before. This is unique on the nose. On the palate, there's a uniqueness too, but I'm searching for it. I should stop. It's got a nice finish as well. For $35, it's well worth the money. And just because of how unique it is, this is something that I really think you should have in on your cabinet, just so when someone comes over and you want to give them something kind of cool, you can stick with this one as well. So you've got that's the agave Bearface, which is unique, and this one. And I'm just getting into Bearface now because I've got to say, at first I wasn't sold. I wasn't. It took me a little bit to come on board, and the agave spirit is unique as well, and it's unique. And like I said, it's just something you want to show off to friends as something else. Like if I put this in a flight of whiskeys for a friend, no one's picking these. They don't know what these are when I give them a flight. So if someone gives me a flight blind, I could, if it's scotches, I'm doing pretty good picking it out, or Irish whiskeys, I'm pretty good picking it out. You give me this, I don't know, I'm off.
And that.
I think it's
cool. and that other Bearface, I personally prefer it outside of flights on its own, but because it's really completely in left field compared to most everything else.
Okay, good. And you're a mixologist guy as well. What would you make these into? What would you make this into? I
don't know. I just like it like this.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry. There's one on here. A suggestion that says, well, I don't even know. They said Bearface, Matsutake, and then let's put it on here. See if anyone can read that. Closer.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know if anyone. It's better than me. Anyway, they give you an idea. So make your own cocktail. I do like ideas for cocktails because, Blair, I have no gift for the cocktail life. I don't. So I need someone to tell me what to do, and I think these are great. Last answer.
Yeah, no, if you're going to make a cocktail of this, just go whiskey forward, like an old-fashioned, something like that, or a riff of that nature. But yeah, that's all I've got.
And that's all she wrote. So thank you very much. Buy it. $35, $45. This is something really cool to have on the shelf behind you. And have a fantastic week, everybody. Summer. It's the solstice, the longest day of the year tonight. Or the longest daylight day of the year. And we shall see you all next week. Have a fantastic day. Cheers.
Cheers.